Yo, what's going on YouTube? Today we have a new update Tekken 8 tier list. Now, I'm not going to be breaking down every single character because by no means at all am I a pro player or anything. It's just my opinion, and let's just get straight into it without stalling. First, we got Jack. I think Jack is about B tier. I don't think he's super good, I don't think he's super bad, but I think he's just there. I think he's good right now. Next up, we have Jin. Hang on. I think Jin is a very good pick. I think he's very easy and simple in this game. And his kit is just really good. He doesn't really have anything wrong at all. So he's a pretty perfect pick. We'll do top 5 at the very end. Now, next up, we have Jun. Jun, I think, is about A tier. She has a lot of strings you have to worry about facing. Actually, I think B, top of B tier. I think Jun has a very good kit. I think Jun is very strong, but she has some flaws, and ever since she got nerfed, she isn't as good a long time ago. So that's my personal opinion on Jun. Next up, we have Kazuya. Now, I wanted to wait a bit before I fully wanted to make this tier list because I wanted to let people or let the characters cook and see more tech that comes out. And I think Kazuya is right here, right now. I think Kazuya is very powerful right now. He is just very strong. Next up, we have King. This character is S tier. This character is carried by all means, and he is not that hard. Next up, we have Lars. I think Lars is here. Once you start learning how to face Lars, he is very predictable, and a lot of his things are in fact fake. And I feel like most people do not notice that. So, next up, we have Law. Law is S tier. I think Law is very good. He's very simple to play. You know, Wi-Fi Law still exists. I think Law is at the top of S. Next up, we have Paul. Now, I think Paul is very underrated. His damage is crazy. His heat is good. Like, his Death Fist and heat will basically knock you across the whole map. Like those scenes where an anime character gets hit and then they like fling across the water. That's Paul's Death Fist. And his mix is pretty solid as well. Next up, we have Nina. I still think Nina is very strong in this current meta. So I think Nina still deserves to be in the S tier. Xiaoyu as well. Because the thing is with Xiaoyu is just her stancing is just very broken, very stupid. And most people do not know how to face Xiaoyu. And her mix, it's like playing a casino character, which means you don't really know what you're doing, such as Kazuya. You're facing 50-50, you're gambling the whole time. So, next up we have Asuka. I think Asuka is about here. I don't think Asuka is strong by any means, but actually I think she's here because you can win a solid amount of games with Asuka. With any character in the game currently in Tekken 8, I think you can win and do well with majority of character or with all characters in this game. I can confidently say that. So next up we have Leroy. And Leroy is kind of tough for me to rank. I don't know if I'm going to put him here or here. I think I'm going to put him here. I think Leroy's mix is pretty solid. And most people don't know how to face Leroy. And so that kind of adds to him. I think he has a good kit. I don't think he's super strong. I think he's kind of just there. So next up we have Lily. I think Lily is up here. maybe at the bottom of S. We'll maybe change it later. But I think what carries Lily is her ease of use. Her lows are extremely well, and her whole kit is just really, really good in my opinion. Next up, we have Walrang. I think Walrang is A tier. Nah, I think Kazuya's better. I think Walrang is A tier because who knows how to face Walrang? Let's be real. Claudio, I think Claudio is A tier. I think Claudio is very slept on, and maybe if he's played a whole lot more, maybe he's even in S tier. But in my current standings, I don't think he is. So I'll just have him there for now. Next up, we have Azucena. I think Azucena is here. I don't think she's currently too strong right now. I think her kit is good, but she's very rushed down, but her frames aren't that good, and she's pretty sidesteppable now. So she's just kind of whatever. Next up, we have Raven. Now, I think this character is honestly underrated. I think Raven is honestly strong. So I'm going to put Raven here. I think that's currently where Raven is. Yes, I think Raven is better than Paul, Jun, maybe not Jack. I think Jack like gate keeps top of B. But I think Raven is really good. His heat is pretty good. His overall kit, I don't think is as bad as people think. So next up we have Dragunov. Dragunov is still S tier, and he just got recent nerfs, and so he's not as good as he once was. But in my opinion, I think he's still going to be top 5. I think he's barely holding on to his spot now. Next up we have Kuma. I think Kuma is A tier. This character is like Yoshimitsu but fat, and well, not like Yoshimitsu. He's random like Yoshimitsu. I'll say that. I think Kuma, his heat is really good. His heat smash is really good. I think his armored heat engager, that's obviously good. And he's really random, so a lot of people aren't gonna know how to face him. So I think he's really good. Leo, I think Leo's here. Or actually, I think Leo's up here. I think Leo's kit is really strong, and his wall damage is obviously crazy. And I feel like most people do not know how to face Leo, and that may help Leo out some too. Next up we have Shaheen. I think Shaheen is in S tier as well. I think Shaheen, like I said, his kit is very strong. He has very good moves, very good frames. I think he's an overall well-rounded character. He's somewhere in here. Next up we have Steve. I think Steve is right here. Now I think Steve is very good, right? His mids are good, his highs are good. But what drags his character down a lot is he hardly has any lows at all. His lows suck so bad. They're awful. Awful, awful, awful. No lows. I mean, he's a boxer. He can't have lows. Next up, we have probably the most controversial character currently. And right now, I think he's garbage. Hear me out now, because I'm trolling. He is obviously top 1, and I think he is honestly top 1 in the game right now. And I main this character. I'm honestly trying to find a new main so people could quit saying I'm carry. I think Yoshimitsu is just very busted. His frames are good. Damage output is insane. Random as hell. This character is just crazy. Top 1. You got Flash as well. I mean, character's a party character. Ain't no party like a Yoshimitsu party. So, yeah. Next up, we have Fang. I think Fang is S tier because of his simple use. his skill ceiling, I guess you could say, is not too different. You just gotta play with a bit of a brain. And yeah, I think he's pretty good. Panda's trash. I don't gotta say nothing. This character literally, what's it called? Panda is. There's no point in playing Panda when somebody like Kuma is in the game, unless you like playing Panda or like the look of Panda more than Kuma. That's the only difference I could find. So, next up we have Alyssa. I'm just gonna go ahead and throw her up there. I think she is very strong right now. I think her movement is pretty good as well. And yeah, annoying as hell to face. Yeah. Next up we have Devil Jin. I think Devil Jin is here. I think his frames are awful. If you know how to face Devil Jin or face him a lot, you kind of sort of understand how to face him. And a lot of his like mind games and stupidity becomes very predictable, and he is just not that good right now. Next up we have Lee. Now I think Lee is decent, right? But I don't think people think, or I think people overestimate how good Lee is. And for that matter, I don't think he's as good as people say. I think his heat is pretty bad. His frames are pretty bad. His slide sucks compared to Shaheen and Law's. Shaheen and Law's slides are very powerful, while Lee's is like launch punchable, frames are bad, and everything. So, next up, we have Zafina. I think she's here. She's kind of the same way with Shayu, but a worse kit. But she's very cool. Victor, one bun, carry, damage. That's all I gotta say. Ease of use. His ease of use might just put him like up here, but nah. Brian, I think, I think, I think Brian is at either the bottom of S or the top of A. My opinion, I don't really know where he goes. I honestly don't know. Yeah, I don't know, man. So I think he's just gonna stay there. Reina, I think Reina's here. I think her kit is really good. Cool character design. I don't think she's too hard. She's probably one of the easier Mishimas to use. And yeah, Eddie is here. Just learn his mix, his games, and he is not that hard at all to face as people think. Yeah, he's a cornball, but it's whatever. I think Lydia is about here now that we've had more time since she's came out. She is very sidesteppable, like very sidesteppable, and her damage for regular moves is really good, but her combo damage just sucks. Like her combos are just awful. And then last but not least, we have the main man himself, Heihachi Mishima. I think this character is very very strong. Not not very very, but I think he's about here. I think he's very strong, but sorry, I just gotta do that. I don't think he's incredibly well. You could sidestep him a lot, but his moves that make you splat onto the wall are really good. So now it's time to order the tier list. First, let's figure out the top five. I think Nina is up there. I think Jin is up here. And I think Dragonov is still in the top five because of his ease of use, and his frames are still really good. Now, I think Law is at the top. I think Law is kind of waiting on Dragonov to get nerfed again and claim the top five spot. Like I said, Yoshi is top one. I don't think Alyssa is here. I think, yeah, there we go. Alyssa is also easy to play, so. Shayu is probably here, maybe? I think Lily is probably here, to be honest. Um, I don't really know where to order everybody else. I think this is order. This is order. Shaheen might be better than Shayu. And then Kazia is very strong. Kazia's heat is just really good as well. So I think that's basically it. I try ordering it as best as I could, but I don't know. I'm not too good on judging characters, to be honest. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that one. I'm pretty tired, so that's why I sound like that. But yeah, I'll catch you on the next one. See y'all.